Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel EXP22 Excel AppCapstone Comp Tech Store. So if you want to complete assignment or exam, you can contact on my WhatsApp link and email. If you want to complete MylTLab courses is Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint and Microsoft Access. We can do online courses is accounting, math, stat, finance, economics, writing and other courses. So we move to the project step. So step number one is a step number one is a start Excel. Open EXP22 Excel app capstone. Creator has automatically added your last name to the beginning of the file name and group the employees info and new construction worksheets. Next, fill the range A1 to E1 from the employees info worksheets across the groups and maintain the formatting. So group the worksheets is employees info and new construction worksheet. Go to the Excel worksheets and group the employees and new construction worksheet. So group the two worksheets is employees info and new construction worksheets. And next is fill the range A1 to E1 from the employees info worksheets across the group worksheets. Maintain the formattings. So select the range, copy the range A1 to E1 and go to the Excel worksheets and paste the range, press enter. So select the range A1 to E1, A1 to events, A1 to event and employee info worksheets groups and maintain the formattings. So go to the uh, home tabs and go to the editing groups, click the fill and go to the across worksheets and select the formats, click OK. So question number one is a complete. We can move to the question number two. So question number two is a make the new construction worksheets active and create a range name based on the data in the range A6 to B9. So copy the range A6 to B9 and go to the Excel worksheets and select the new construction worksheets and paste the range, press enter. So select the range A6 to B9 and create the range name based name based on the data on the range A6 to B9. Create the range name. So go to the formula tabs and go to the defined groups. Click the create from selections and select the left column and click OK. So question number two is a complete. We can move to the question number three. So question number three is a ungroup the worksheets and ensure the employees info worksheet active and select the cell G6 and enter the nested logical function that calculate the employees eligibilities and the employees full time was before the 401k and cut off dates is to the 1124. He is said to eligible y should be disabled, non-eligibles employees should be the indicators with the and be sure the utilize date located in the cell H3 as the reference in the formula and use the fill handle to copy the function completing the range G6 to G25. So insert the function in the cell G6 and implies info worksheet text. So ungroup the worksheets, right clicks and click the ungroup the worksheets and ensure the employees info worksheet active. Select the employees info worksheet active and select the cell as G6 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 enter the nested function that calculate the employees if the employee is the full time was hired before the cutoff should be indicated and dates data located in the cell H3 referenced in the formula. So go to the Excel worksheet and insert the formula if and nested function in the cell G6. So select the cell as G6, type is equal to and type the if function and nested function and select the cell as E6 E6 type is equal to and type the inverted commas and type the full time inverted commas and select the cell as B6 less than H3 H3 and press the F4 button, apply the absolute cell reference, close bracket, comma and type the Y, sorry, type inverted commas and type the Y, inverted commas and comma and type a N, close bracket and press enter. So the result is Y. Move the should by Y and utilize to date the H3 reference formula and use the fill handle to copy the function down completing the range G6 to G25. So copy the formula G6 to G25 and fill without a formattings. So question number 3 is a complete. We can move to the question number 4. So question number 4 is apply a conditional formatting to the range G6 to G25 that highlights eligible employees with the green fill with the dark green text, eligible employees and denoted with the Y in column G. So copy the range G6 to G25 and go to the Excel worksheets and paste the name box is G6 to G25, press enter button. So select the range G5 to G25 and apply the conditional formatting highlights eligible employees green fill with the green dot text and denoted with the Y in column G. So go to the home tabs and go to the style groups, click the conditional formatting and go to the highlight cell rules and click the text that contain. So format cell that contain in the text is to the Y and implies with the green fill with the green dot text. So click the arrows and go to the custom formats and custom format is the green fill with the green dot text. Select the green fill with the green dot text and click OK. So apply the conditional formatting green dot with the green dot text green fill with the green dot text. So question number 4 is a complete. We can move to the question number 5. So question number 5 is create a data validation list in a cell J7 based on the employees IDs located in the range A6 to A25 and then input message select the employees ID and use the stop style errors alerts. So create the data validation list in a cell J7. Go to the Excel worksheet and select the cell as J7 and based on employees ID located in the range A6 to A25 and add the input message, select the employee's IDs. So go to the data tabs and go to the data tool groups, click the data validations and data validation list in the cell J7 implies the ID located in the range A6 to A25. So allow is to the list and sources to A6 to A25. So select the range A6 to A25. A6 to A25. Add the input message is select employees ID and use the stop error alerts. So copy the select employees ID at the input message. Go to the input message and type the select employees ID is the input message and use the stop style error alerts and go to the error alerts is to stops and click OK. So apply the employees ID is to the data validations. So question number 5 is a complete. We can move to the question number 6. So question number 6 is a enter a nested index and match function in the cell K7 that examines the range B6 to S25 and return the corresponding employees information based on the matched value in the cell J7 and K6. Note a K6 validations list that are used to select the various lookup categories. Use the data validation list in the cell J7. Select the employees ND to the 31 and 461 and select the salary in the cell K6 is the test the function. So insert the index function and match function in the cell K7. So examine range is to B6 to H25. Go to the Excel worksheet and select the cell is K7. K7 and the range is to the B6 to H25. Return the corresponding implies information match value in the cell J7 and K6. So type is equal to and type the index function. Index function in the cell range is A6 to H25. So A6 to H25. Apply a comma and type the match function. Its range is J7 to apply the absolute set reference, press F4 button, apply a comma and range is A6 to A25. A6 to A25 and press F4 button, close bracket and type the match function and select the K6 and type the range A5 to H5 and apply the absolute set reference, press F4 button and type comma 0 and close brackets, press enter. And note the K6 contain a validation list. Use the select the various VLOOKUP categories. Use the data validation in the cell J7 is to imply the ID is 31 to 461. So select the 31 461 and select the salary in the cell K6 test function. So select the K6 and select the salary. So the result is 95,000. So question number 6 is a complete. We can move to the question number 7. So question number 7 is a enter a conditional statistics function in the cell K14 that account the total number of PT implies and use the range E6 to E25. Complete the function. Insert the counting function in the cell K14. Count the number of PT implies and use the range E6 to E25 to complete the function. So go to the Excel worksheet and select the cell as K14 and K14 is a apply the conditional statistic function in the cell K40 count the total number of PT implies and use the range E6 to E25 complete a function. Insert the counting functions in the cell K14. Go to the Excel worksheet and select the cell is K14. So type is equal to and type the counting function. Double click is the counting functions and range is E6 to E25. So range is selected E6 to E25. Apply a comma and type the inverted commas, type a PT and close bracket, press enter button. So the result is 15. So total PT is to 50. Question number 7 is a complete. We can move to the question number 8. So question number 8 is a enter a conditional statistics function in the cell K15 that calculate the total value of PT employees' salaries and use the range E6 to E25 to complete the function. So insert the sum if function in the cell K15 and total value of PT implies the salaries and range is E6 to E25 to complete function. Go to the Excel worksheets and select the cell as K15. So K15 is insert the sum if function. Type is equal to and type the sum if function is double clicks and range is E6 to E25. E6 to E25 and apply the comma, type inverted commas and type the PT, type inverted commas and second range is H6 to H25. H6 to H25 and close bracket, press enter button. So the total PT of salary is results. So question number 8 is a complete. We can move to the question number 9. So question number 9 is a enter a conditional statistics function in the cell K16 to calculate the average value of PT implies salary and use the range E6 to E25 to complete the function. Conditional statistic function in the cell K16 and that calculate the average value of PT employee in the salaries. So go to the Excel worksheet and select the cell as K16 and insert the average function. Average function value to the PT employee salary and use the range E6 to E25 to the complete a function. Go to the Excel worksheet and type is equal to type the average function and select the range is E6 to E25. E6 to E25. Type the commas and type inverted commas, type the PT and type a comma, and second range is S6 to H25. 6 to H25. Close bracket and press enter button. So the average of PT is salaries to the result 16,491. So question number 9 is a complete. We can move to the question number 10. So question number 10 is a enter a conditional statistic function in the cell A17. Calculate the highest PT implies salary. Use the range E6 to E25 to complete the function. Enter the conditional statistic function in the cell K17 that calculate the highest PT implies the salary and use the range E6 to E25 complete the function. Insert the max if function in the cell K17 and use the ranges E6 to E25 the complete the function. Go to the Excel worksheet and select the cell is K17. So type is equal to, type the max if function and range is E6 to E25. Select the range E6 to E25, comma, and select the ranges E6 to, max if function H6 to H25, H6 to H25, and next range is type to E6 to E6 to E25, apply a comma and type inverted commas, type the PT and close bracket, press enter button. So the highest of FT salary is starts 24 and 905. So question number 10 is a complete. We can move to the question number 11. So question number 11 is apply the currency number format to the range K50 to K70. Copy the range and go to the Excel worksheet and select the name box and paste the ranges K50 to K70 and press enter button. So select the range K50 to K17 and apply the currency number formats. Go to the home tabs and go to the number groups and apply the currency number formats. Click OK. So question number 11 is a complete. And we move to the question number 12. So question number 12 is a question number 12 is a select the cell K11 and type the FT is full time and select the cell A28 and type the full time implies. So go to the Excel worksheets and select the cell is K11 and type the FT is full time, press enter button, and next is select the cell A28 is the full time employee. Copy the full time employees and paste the cell is A28. Go to the 28, select the cell is 28 and paste the full time employees, press enter button. So question number 12 is a complete. We can move to the question number 13. So question number 13 is a use the format pointer to imply the formatting from a cell A3 to the range A28 to B28. Use the format pointer to imply the formatting from the cell A3 to the range A28 to B28. A3 to, so go to the cell A3 and go to the home tabs and click the format pointers. So copy the format pointer and paste the format pointer is A28 to B28. 28 to B28. So question number 13 is the complete. We can move to the question number 14. So question number 14 is the use the advanced filtering to the extract the data to only display the full-time employees based on the criteria in the range K10 to K11. Place the result in a cell A29. Use the advanced filtering data only display the full-time employees criteria ranges to the K10s to K11 and place the result in a cell A29. Use the advanced filters, go to the data tabs and go to the sort and filtering groups, click the advanced. So range is A5 to H25, A5 to A5 to H25, A5 to H25 and criteria ranges to the K10 to K11. K10 to K11 and K10 to K11. Copy to the another location is range to the A29 to S29. So type the A29 to H29. Click OK. So add the advanced filter in cell A29. So question number 14 is a complete. We can move to the question number 15. So question number 15 is a enter a database function in the cell K18 to determine the total number of full-time employees. To complete the function, use the range A5 to H25 as the database argument, cell E5 for the field and then range is K10 to K11 for the criteria. So insert the database function in a cell K18, determine the total number of full-time employees and to complete the function in the range A5 to H25. Go to the Excel worksheet and select the cell is K18, K18s and insert the decounter function in the cell K18. So type is equal to, type the decounter and select the range A5 to H25, A5 to H25, apply a comma and next range is to the select the cell is E5, comma and K10 to K11. K11 close bracket and press enter button. So the Full time is to the result is 5. Now, question number 15 is a complete. We can move to the question number 16. So question number 16 is a enter a database functions in the cell K19 to determine the total values of full-time employees the salary to complete the function. Use the range A5 to H25 as the database arguments, cell H5 for the field, and then range K10 to K11 for the criteria. So enter the database function in the cell K90 to determine the total value of full-time is implied salaries. Go to the Excel worksheet and select the cell as K19 and insert the database function full-time implied salaries. To complete the function, use the range is A5 to H25 and argument cell is H5 for the field and the range K10 to K11. Go to the cell is K19 and type is equal to, type the dsum function, and A5 to H25, 5 to H25, apply a comma and select the cell is H5. Next change is K10 to K11. One close bracket, press enter. So the total FT salary results. So question number 16 is a complete. So question number 16 is a complete. We can move to the question number 17. So question number 17 is a enter the database function in the cell K20 to determine the average full-time employee salaries to complete the function and use the range A5 to H25 as the database argument in the cell H5 for the field and then range K10 to K11 for the criteria. So insert the database function in the cell K20 to determine the average full-time employee salary to complete the function. Use the range is A5 to H25. Go to the Excel worksheet and select the cell is K25 is average full-time salary and insert the function is the average function and range is A5 to H25 and database argument cell is H5 field in the range K10 to K11. Type is equal to and type the d average function and range is A5 to H25. So select the range A5 to H25 and apply a comma. Next is to the select the cell is H5, apply a comma and next range is K10 to K11. K10 to K10 to K11 ratio and K11 close bracket and press enter button. So the average full-time salary is the result 3,000. So question number 17 is a complete. And we move to the question number 18. So the question number 18 is a enter the database function in the cell K21 to determine the highest full-time salary to complete the function. Use the range A5 to H25 as the database argument in the cell H5 for the field and then range K10 to K11 for the correct area. So go to the Excel worksheet and select the cell is K21 and to determine the highest full-time salary is complete the function. Use the ranges A5 to H25. Database argument is in the cell H5 and field and then range is K10 to K11. So highest full-time salary is type is equal to and type the dmax function. Dmax function and range is A5 to H25, A5 to H25 and apply the comma and select the cell is H5 is to the database argument in the cell H5 and H5 and the range K10 to K11 is the correct area. Type a comma and correct area range is to the K10 to K11. So type the range is K10 to K11, close bracket and press enter button. So the highest full-time salary is the result 125,000. So question number 18 is a complete. We can move to the question number 19. Total question is to 14. So question number 19 is a question number 19 is format the range K19 to K21 with the currency number formats. So K19 to K21 is copy the range and go to the Excel worksheets and paste the range is name box, press enter. So select the ranges K90 to K21s with the currency number formats. So go to the Excel worksheets and go to the home tabs, go to the number groups and apply the currency number formats. Click OK. So apply the currency number format in the cell K90 to K21. So question number 19 is a complete. So if you want to complete assignments or exam, you can contact on my WhatsApp link and email.